Hey everybody, this is Rydo. It is the Knights of the Frozen Throne expansion for Hearthstone. So that is out, and that means it's time for deck rebuilds. Last time we did rogue deck rebuilds, so we're 2/3 of the way done. And now it's time for Shaman. Now Shaman is going to start off pretty easily because I already have a deck in mind before we even look. And it's simply a Murloc deck because I was playing Murlocs on Paladin. My Paladin is at level 60. There's no reason really to play Murlocs on Paladin. It's better to put in United the Murlocs, which is a quest to summon 10 Murlocs, easy enough, and play Mega Fiend. And Knights of the Frozen Throne adds a Murloc that freezes an enemy, so we'll throw that in there. Draw 2 Murlocs from your deck, maybe. At the end of your turn, do a Murloc. And while we're at it, summon 4 Murlocs. Are we playing wild right now? No, let's see if we can keep this standard. So you're definitely going to want this Murloc. You're definitely going to want this one. This lifesteal one is certainly an interesting one. One with taunt makes sense too. One that summons 2 Murlocs makes sense. You're definitely going to want War Leader that gives you +2/+1. And maybe an increase in health and everything. Corrupted Seer, I think, is a good move. That leaves me with only 7 more cards to play. Discover Murlocs is probably a good idea because there's a decent chance that I could then discover more Murloc War Leaders, which would be useful. This isn't a Murloc. This adapts your Murlocs. So I'll throw one of these in there while we're at it. Summon 3 Murlocs as a late game. Interesting choice. That takes us a little bit away from the Unite the Murlocs quest, though, if we don't have enough to play. I think +2 health is a good idea. And what we're leaving on the floor is deal 1 damage, which I will say we probably don't need this, and instead we'll take this. And that starts our Murlocs off. The question we should ask ourselves, though, is if we convert to wild, what are we missing? What could we have? Give your minions +2/+2, and this costs 1 less for each Murloc you control, which means if you had a full board of Murlocs, this would be free, because you can have 7 minions. I don't even know if that's really worth playing. Add 4 random Murlocs and overload, probably not worth playing that either. A 0 cost Murloc, not a bad idea. If you're going to play in wild, maybe take the charge Murlocs. Old Murkai is definitely the thing you're missing. Has +1 attack for each other Murloc on the battlefield. Is that even really necessary? It is a kind of a Leroy Jenkins style of victory when you have it. And that's kind of it. So if you stay in standard, playing Murlocs not that bad. Then the question on top of that is, what else could you put that might synergize with a Murloc but not be a Murloc? They synergize with themselves so much that the concept of something else working with them is potentially not even something you would consider. Restore and give taunt, give totems, Whirlwind, Overload, Evolve, transform your minions into random minions that cost one more. I think we can do that. Like, I think we can take an Evolve. Or two. Deal 2 damage, deal this. Resummon. Devolve, transform any minion you're opposing. Cryostasis, give a minion +3/+3 and freeze it. We didn't play that yet, but we probably will play it somewhere. This kind of synergizes, but not enough. It would buff the things similarly to if we gave Murloc Wind Fury. Buffs in general work for anybody, so not a big deal. Maybe a lightning storm to do 2 to 3 damage versus this. This is better actually. Freeze a minion and deal 3 damage to the adjacent ones. Let's get rid of ice fishing, honestly. I don't want to play ice fishing. Let's get Bloodlust in there. Get 2 Bloodlusts in there. They'll work nicely. Freeze any character damaged by this minion. It's almost like you could do a freeze deck now. I don't know. Here's one that we just crafted with Dust. Alakazar the Windlord. And I think that's it. Let's look at the Frozen Throne cards in particular, though, and see what they've added. They've added this Murloc. Give a minion +3/+3 and freeze it. Cryostasis, probably not a terrible idea. Ice fishing, stupid. I think it's really stupid. Honestly, not a good card. Avalanche is kind of a weird card. I don't think it'll get much play. Transform your minions into random ones that cost 2 more on the 5th turn. This would work very good. Transform a friendly minion into a random one that costs 1 more every time you transmute it for 2 mana. So, wish I had this card. Whenever another minion is frozen, add a copy to your hand. And then this. That doesn't work with Murlocs either. Let's just come out of crafting mode. There's a lot less Murlocs in this Murloc deck than what we've done before. I don't know if there really is a what would be the word? I don't know if there's really a daily quest for playing Murlocs though, so it's not like that's gonna change too much. And did we look at all of these cards? Or did we just look at all of these standard cards? I think we looked at all of the standard cards. But I imagine there's not too much otherwise to change your opinion. There might be 1 or 2 other cards that I missed, and we'll look at them later. Alright, so let's go back to standard, and let's change this to Murlocs. Look at that curve on mana cost. Murloc. 3 attack And then spells. That's pretty much all we have there. So that's one Shaman card deck made quickly, but we have some other ones to look at. Here's another Shaman. I'm gonna first of all change it back to this guy because I'm tired of looking at Morgai and listening to Morgai's intro. And let's see. This is all about overloading and using overload to your advantage. And it's a wild card. What would it take to make this a standard card? We'd have to get rid of this guy who benefits from being overloaded way too much. This guy who has Wind Fury and overload. I suppose if you didn't have the Tunnel Trog at all, you could play a standard version of this deck. That being said, I don't know why you're specifically trying to overload then. The only thing you have would be Unbound Elemental. And if you're just doing Unbound Elemental, then maybe you should do a half balance of elementals and overloads to diversify your strategy. Is there anything here that really overloads? We have a character who's probably better than this. So put him in. Is there anything here that doesn't overload? There had to have been something else. Cost one less for each mana crystal you've overloaded this game. Yes, the Snow Fury Giant. This is the card I definitely need. And I don't have it. So I'm not making a huge difference in the overload deck, am I? Not much is changing. The only thing I could imagine is it might be smarter to try and put in some cheaper cards like this instead of this. And is there any real reason to like maybe get rid of the draw 2 cards, overload 2? That in particular is probably a really stupid couple of cards to play. Because if you draw 2 cards and then overload, you can't play those cards. Maybe take a weapon? Try to keep things a little bit separated. We're really in no place to do a Reno Jackson, though. Maybe put in a Bloodlust even though it's not an overload card. Sadly, I just don't think I got what I needed to make any major change here. And there's nothing that replaces Tunnel Trog. And it is like, if we type in overload, there are no overload cards that aren't Shaman cards. So that one doesn't even really get that much of a change. And this is where we hit that point. I need to delete something to make room. And let's see, let's go over here and change this first of all. No search result.
Storm, earth, and fire, heed my call.
Murloc 3 spell. Which means it's time to get rid of, I think, the... Well, we could get rid of maybe this druid. No, that's something we just made. This is custom mage. Did we just make this? We must have. And I didn't give it a name. I'm falling behind, clearly. So it's time to get rid of weapons. This deck is designed for the daily quest of doing weapons, and it's not realistic in any other way. So, no problem in getting rid of that. So that I can have yet a third Shaman deck made. Again, I'm just I'm gonna make this. Got that in stereo. Oops. So the thing I want to see is, can I make elemental, like elemental deck, and will that make any sense at all? How does Frozen Throne, when your weapon is destroyed, get +1/+1. For Shaman, that's pretty useless. And that's the only elemental card that's even been added. How is that the case? There must have been other elementals somewhere. What happened? Cost 1 less for each one you overloaded. And that's it. Wow. So if I was to make an elemental deck, which now I'm thinking I'm not going to, it's all just going to be on old cards. And let's see. If you played an elemental last turn, adapt, that's pretty good. Deal 2 damage, that's fine. That pretty much sucks. Summon a Jade Golem, not really. If you played an elemental last turn, play that. If you cast a spell on another friendly minion, cast a copy of it on this. If you played an elemental last turn, discover an elemental, freeze a character. This is almost like dragons, except for the slight difference is dragon cards tend to buff themselves if you're holding a dragon. All of these elementals tend to just do random things and be called elementals mostly because of what their name is or what they look like in the picture. There's no synergy here. Here we go. Reduce the cost of elementals in your hand by 1. And do what else? Like, There's a couple of elementals that overload. 1, 2, 3. After you Battlecry minion, play a Battlecry minion, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. Like, that would probably not work too well. Elementals, I suppose, work themselves decently to a Battlecry deck if you're just trying to get the daily quest of Battlecries. But either I haven't crafted or haven't collected enough elementals, like, or something else. There's enough here, but there's no strategy. So let's try to get rid of things that overload in favor of things that Battlecry. Jade Golem, not useful. I suppose you could do a Reno Jackson deck based on this and just have random elementals. But yeah, I don't see the point. The only card that even slightly synergizes is this one that reduces the cost of elementals in your hand. And then there is also Corpse. And see, the only reason I even crafted this, although it is probably a decent card to have in any deck, the only reason I crafted it though was for the Corpse. What is it? Corpse Rubber? CORPSE. Corpse Taker. Gain Taunt. If you have a character with Taunt, Divine Shield, Lifesteal, and Wind Fury. This guy has Wind Fury, Charge, Divine Shield, and Taunt. So the only thing it doesn't have is Lifesteal. So playing 2 of these with 1 of these makes sense. And this gets Battlecries done. But it's not really much of a strategy. It's just random cards that do random things. Have 30 random cards in your deck that do random things. Maybe get a Battlecry daily quest done. Let's see, I'm trying to think of all the cards that were neutral that I looked at. Does this make any sense? Not really. And of all the new cards, does it make any sense? No. And is there, for the Shaman, another strategy to go for? We've already got the Overload strategy, and we've already got the Murloc strategy. I'm thinking that the Elemental strategy, we're going to try, and then we're just going to delete it. Like, I don't see any reason to keep this. Elemental. We'll just type that in. To make this standard, we would have to get rid of this elemental, and this elemental, and this elemental, which, you know, it's not probably too difficult to do that, so let's do it. Which of course that means we have to go back and find some replacements. Not too big of a deal. There we go. We should put this in. What is that? 351 magma. I know this guy is actually a beast, but I think that actually synergizes better than anything else we're doing. So we made Elemental, we made Murlocs, both two standard things, and we have Overload spells. So we've got a couple different games to try this out. Let's switch over to standard. Murloc 3 attack spells to start off with. Now on the Murlocs, I imagine nothing crazy will have changed. We'll be playing a standard Murloc game where if I get the victory early, I'll get the victory. If I don't get the victory early, I'll probably lose. This does play with the quest, however, so that'll be slightly interesting. Somebody just got one of the legendary cards I wish I had gotten.
Job done.
On the 4th turn, I can adapt my Murlocs. That's a new card we're trying. Somebody specifically recommended I try this card, so it looks like a good one to play. This in return. That's 2 out of 10. 8 more to go.
I'm in charge now.
He might be playing elemental cards. Cry, freeze an enemy. Not a bad addition to Knights of the Frozen Throne. 3 out of 10. And see, when I play this, it gives me Megafin that fills your hand with random Murlocs. Which, playing Megafin on the 5th turn really does save the day on Murlocs. Because you probably, up to that point, have already done everything else. Let's see, so do we want to adapt the Murlocs right now? I don't think so. I'm not ready to play Megafin, so he devolves all my Murlocs. A lot of which get devolved down to the Snow Flipper Penguin. Let's see. Well, so if I adapt one Murloc next turn, that's all I could really do. And I don't have enough attack to win with Bloodlust. Let's do Bloodlust. Let's see. 5-1. 3-1. 4-1. I still have 5 Murlocs to play. Taunt, restore 3 health. Let's see, Wind Fury. Plus 3 health. Can't be targeted by hero. Let's see. I'm gonna make it so he can't be targeted. I think that's the right move. Although Wind Fury would work nicely next turn if I do Bloodlust.
Out of my jungle!
Let's do this. Alright. That kills that one. And this kills this one. And this kills that one. And this one hits the face. Great. This is a nice card. Yeah, it's that mid game you kind of need. If I was playing just Murlocs, I would probably be in the exact same situation I'm in, but this wouldn't be here to save, to make things better. Still need 2 more Murlocs though. How are we gonna win this? I've got to kill this with all 3 of the things. For a Murloc deck, I've somehow managed to fill the deck, the board with a bunch of totems. But this is actually winning, or at least surviving a scenario where my old Murloc decks would have just failed by now. They would have completely fallen apart. One more. Just one more Murloc. I guess this is gonna draw cards. That probably won't affect anything.
I am the frozen heart of the scourge.
Let's see. Transform your minions into ones that cost 2 more. That would have been the smarter move to have done after you attacked. And then deal 1 damage to everything.
I'll put it on your tab.
Will this work? If he has Bloodlust, he's won. In fact, he's probably won anyways. maybe this isn't worth playing, but maybe it is. You know, even though that didn't succeed, that felt like a much more diverse and longer game of Murlocs than normally I would have. Let's try Elemental this time. Elemental is the question mark. I think we're probably going to delete Elemental. I can't imagine keeping it. It's just too much randomness with no synergy. It's not my play style.
For Doomhammer.
These are two of the cards that I would like to have in my hand, but I don't want to hold that one over yet.
The legions I command.
In turn, this one won't get cheaper because of this. But it can be played. So best case scenario, you play this, it's a 1-1. You've reduced the cost of 3, maybe 4 cards by 1. That.
You will kneel.
We'll get rid of that, I suppose. So we've got a 6-3 that he's gonna have to get rid of somehow. Taunt, restore 3 health. And play one of these. This is accomplishing... Oh, darn it. I had another card I could have played. It is accomplishing battle cries, but I imagine I have other decks that could get a daily quest of battle cries done. I think I've said that a couple times already. We just played a big overload. Do I have anything that can take this guy on now? Maybe. +1, +1. No, not really. And see, if I win right now, like, I don't think that would be a particularly fair win. I think it would just be luck. I say that as I'm about to start winning until I start losing again. Taunt and Divine Shield.
When Earth moves, empires fall.
And play that one.
My life is your secret.
Shuffle Storm Guardian into your deck. Who's Storm Guardian? What does he do? I should know that.
Brothers, heed my call.
Let's see. Choose one. I will take this one with Wind Fury. Or maybe I should take this one with Taunt. I'll take this one with Taunt.
Ash to ash.
Well, I'm not going to be able to take him down, so I'm just going to end the turn here.
Warriors of the frozen wastes, rise.
I don't like how the Lich King's animation goes. It seems like it's doing damage to everything, or freezing everything, and it isn't. Let's see. This. And this. And
To battle! Melt away!
give me a couple more of those. Just get rid of the Lich King. Probably not worth. Not the wisest move, but whatever. We still have this.
Pass me that arc-light spanner.
We're going back and forth. Let's see.
I'm warning you, I'm unstable!
I probably could have frozen somebody because he does have 7 plus this would be 8. If I'd frozen the most powerful person, this would have stayed alive past this turn. He probably won't now. I didn't think that through. Yeah, even if I win with this deck though, I don't like it. I just don't like it. It's too crazy, too random. It would constantly cause me to read each card and see what they're doing and think about how they might work with other cards in the deck. Let's see. Battle cry. Freeze an enemy. Character. Freeze an enemy.
Don't mess with me!
A double freeze. Certainly something that's gonna put a stop to most of what you planned for a turn. If you freeze all of the minions. Can he succeed
shall not fall.
with Leroy? I don't think he can. Two elementals to
Don't mess with me!
Before we do this, let's get rid of this. 50-50 shot here. Got it. But I'm down to 0 cards. So if they played Reno Jackson right now, I'm doomed. If they just even moderately succeed before I can narrow down their health. Reduce the cost of elementals in your hand by 1. No reason to even play that card. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna play it just so I have 5 on the field. which won't even be enough. But I'm at 10 mana anyway, so reducing the cost of one card by one doesn't do anything anyways. Sprint is 7 mana to draw 4 cards. Not worth it. Not worth playing these days. He's running the numbers in his head. All I need is a simplistic, small solution. Something that would do 5 damage. And I don't have it.
I'm unstable.
Like any spell that would have done 3 more damage. Any card that would have done 3 more damage. He seems to be playing towards something. Otherwise he wouldn't be trying so hard. So I probably should have already lost by now. He seems not to be trying as hard as he could be. Which makes it a pretty unscientific, not helpful experiment here with this deck. There's 4 on the field, and he can do 16 damage to me. I have 10 health. There's no reason why he shouldn't win. But he's still trying to draw cards. And see, he's so certain that I don't have anything that can win. Well.
That was a mistake.
That's a good card. But that's pretty much the only card that's good in the elemental deck. Whatever he was trying to do, I am not willing to let him do it. Not right now. However, that's it for elemental. We don't need it. It's not that useful. We can once again show it. Random elemental cards. As far as I know, no daily quest to play elementals, and no real synergy there yet. They were only introduced in the previous expansion, I believe, so no real surprise that they're a little rough. And then the final one to test out is Overload Spells 5 attacks, which I don't think we made too much changes to that deck, but maybe a few things. Maybe I should go back to the Murloc deck and the Overload deck and just have the legendary card added anyways. I probably should, come to think of it. It probably beats something like this. Deal 3 damage, Overload 1. Deal 2 damage, unlock your overloaded crystals. Yeah, I think I'll throw that in there. Make a slight change. Should I play this first or second turn? Let's play it first and see what happens. Probably not the right move. Because now I have to wait till third turn to play this to defend it, or this to defend it. Third turn would probably not be a bad idea to do this. But then I wouldn't be able to do anything fourth turn, really. So maybe do this and this. Third turn. This is a major player, the Tunnel Trog. Gain +1 attack per locked mana crystal, so it should be +3 the first time I overload. Echoing Ooze. Deal. Just gonna play this and hope.
Job's done.
Just gonna hope nobody goes for it. And they went for it. Alright, moving on. Let's see how this guy works. A 2/8 with taunt.
I told you so.
I should have killed one of these guys.
Job done.
It's a shame I don't have the card that gets cheaper for every overloaded mana crystal. We've done 4 already. It was 11 before. So start again. So now it's been 6 overloaded crystals. Do we want to play this? Or do we want to play this and this? Four more. There we go. Overload strategy seems to work still.
Magic detected.
At least mostly.
Powering up. Portals online.
Darn it. I played wrong. Nope. Did that wrong. I should have used this first. Good enough though.
Powering up. Portals online.
And let's see, how much did I overload in total? If it wasn't 11, it was very close to 11. So that was a nice quick game, perhaps not the most informative on the overload deck, but I think it was a nice confirmation of what I already had thought. Overload still works if you play it right. There is, however, one thing I want to do there's this legendary card that I custom made. He seems worth it. So get rid of this and put this in there for that. And come up here to the Murlocs. And we're going to do the same for the Murlocs. Just to have this one card that doesn't even really synergize with the rest that much, but take this out, put this in. I think he's worth it. In similar ways, maybe put Prince Malchezaar in here and get some other legendaries. That might be an idea. 5 random legendaries seems to make sense. Seem like it would make sense. But I think we're good otherwise on the Shaman. We looked at all the strategies. There's some weapon strategies you could do if you needed to play weapons. Why would I specifically choose weapons, however, on the Shaman when the warrior is a better pick? And next time we'll do Warlock, and we've got 1 empty space, which that makes it helpful too. How are we on standard? We're doing better actually than before. Before I only had 5 standard decks, and here I have 7 so far, and they're pretty varied. So more standard play for whatever that's worth. And of course the standard decks can be played in wild too, so we're fine with that. That's it for this recording. Stay tuned if you're watching live. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.